Hi there and welcome, and thank you so much for clicking on this channel. It's all about books. In today's video I would like to talk about a book by Gytha Lodge. It's called She Lies in Wait. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and subscribe to my channel, and if you did so, thank you so much. As always, I get to the facts first, then I talk about the author, summarize the story, and share at the end the impression I got from this book. She Lies in Wait is a crime novel for ages 14 and up. The book was published 2019 by Michael Joseph Publishing. It has 400 pages and the reading time is approximately 8 hours. A similar book is Watching from the Dark, also by Gytha Lodge, and I will cover this book in one of the following videos, so watch out for this. Then let's go to the author, Gytha Lodge. Unfortunately, I didn't find out the age of this British author, but I estimate she's in her mid to late 30s, and I hope I don't offend her right now. She has been writing for the past 20 years until she got her first contract for 3 books with Michael Joseph Publishing in 2018. She studied English literature at Cambridge and creative writing at the University of East Anglia. Gytha Lodge is also an award-winning playwright, novelist and writer for video games and the screen. She is a single parent who blogs about bringing up her, like she says, mega nerd small boy who is 11 by now, I guess. She Lies in Wait was her debut novel that became a bestseller and has been translated into 12 other languages, followed by Watching from the Dark in 2020 and Lie Beside Me in 2021, which means this year. So this to the author, then let's go to the synopsis. She Lies in Wait is the first case for Chief Investigator Jonah Sheen. We begin the story with the discovery of a body at a campground. From the location of the body, Detective Sheen suspects it might be Aurora, who disappeared right there in the summer of 1983. At that time he had just begun with the police in Southampton, that is in the south of England, and the memories of this cold case appear in his head as if it were only yesterday. He remembers this case so well because he knew everyone involved from his former school. It is confirmed that the victim is the 14-year-old Aurora, who was on a camping trip with her 1-year older sister Topaz and her cool friends. Unlike the in crowd, Aurora was still a very childish, dreamy and quiet girl who had only 2 friends and was completely overshadowed by her sister Topaz, who was confident and desired by all the boys. More reluctantly, Topaz takes Aurora on the trip. Along for the ride are Coralie. She's the shadow of Topaz and devoted to her. She's only loosely connected with the others because she mainly focused on Topaz. Then we have Jojo. Jojo is a very wild, adventurous girl. Then we have 15-year-old Connor, who has a difficult childhood because his father beat him up. He carries an inner rage and is unhappily in love with Topaz. Then we have Daniel Benham, whom they call Benners. He is a free thinker from a wealthy family and interested in philosophy and politics, and he rebels against his conservative parents and was a little bit the star of the school. And last but not least, we have Brett, the sports crack, who was adored by all the girls at school, and with 18 he was the oldest of the group. The 7 of them spent a wild party night. You know what I mean. Drugs were involved and other things. And the next morning Aurora has disappeared without a trace. So we follow that night and the events leading up to her disappearance 30 years ago. strictly from Aurora's point of view until almost the end, switching chapter by chapter to the present where Jonah Sheen reopens the case. It's clear all 6 of these groups are interrogated again, and we then see the past from their point of view as well, but only in bits and pieces. Sheen has a team of investigators to help him. On the one hand, there's Juliet Hansen, a young investigator who has been on the team for 3 months and has yet to find her place. She is headstrong, thorough, and reads people's behavior with a hair's breadth, which Jonah Sheen gets a taste of himself and at one point puts him in a bind of explanation. And then we have Ben Lightman, a handsome but undercooled thinker with a fantastic memory and accuracy. We have O'Malley, the Irishman who served the military and is an ex-alcoholic. He goes his own ways, unconventional, and sees connections hidden from others. It's good that Chief Investigator Sheen has this team of neutral investigators, because while he is brilliant, focused, and masterfully leads his team, using everyone to their strength, the fact that he knew the 6 suspects as they were then means his own feelings keep getting in the way. At the same time, it benefits him because he knows their backgrounds. Thus he can interpret their changes, especially in the behavior, much better than a stranger. And from Sheen's memories, we see the development of the 6 friends over the years, be it in appearance and what has become of them, and there are some surprises. It's almost like in these before and after pictures that awaken certain voyeurism in us. By meticulously comparing the testimonies of each of the 6 from that time with those of today, they uncover inconsistencies, because each one has secrets that they hid from the others, and by not bringing them up at that time or even telling little lies, they unconsciously hindered the investigation. And these dark little secrets would have given some of them a real good motive. Then, towards the end of the first third of the book, a new suspect emerges. And halfway through the book, an unknown person shows up, and this person really has a problem with the reopening of this old case. Sheen feels watched and so threatened that at one point he even makes sure that there's no bomb strapped under his car. And as time goes by, the investigations leads to nowhere. Sheen gets more and more desperate, and he thinks he will never solve this case. And then, with a clue and a memory, a specific memory, the penny finally drops for Sheen, and the case is solved. This to the story. Then let's go to my impression. To begin with, I find the story very lurid. We have the in-click, we have this party, and we have a murder case. The story is written in the personal form, which gives us the opportunity to see the points of view from different persons, and this makes the story very lively. Gytha Lodge is a character-driven writer, which means she focuses on the characters and the interactions between them, which I think is optimal for a crime novel. I give you an example. At the very end of the story, she describes the horror and the fear of the young detective Hansen so incredibly good that I found myself catching my breath. And what I like that the focus is on the story, on solving the case, without the long page turns and descriptions of the surrounding that stretch the story for no reason. The tension is maintained by new findings, but also by these dark little secrets that are thrown to us like crooked bread. And until the very end, I really had no clue who the murderer could be. And at the end, some action comes into play through a car chase. And what I also like very much is that there's a manageable number of characters to focus on, so they become really familiar. So that's to the things I really liked about the book. Let's go to the things I didn't like so much. Sometimes I found the story long-winded. I think you could have tightened it so the story would have gotten more speed. Long and short chapters alternate, but it doesn't give the story the desired drive. Usually I like not too fast-paced stories, but in this case it was definitely too slow for me. And while I like when there's not too much distraction to the story from private happenings of the investigators, it was very minimalistic. I think more background to the characters would not have hurt here, and that's the reason why some appeared flat and even boring. And also the development of the relations between some figures of the group are unclear to me and built up too little. Then I find too little was given into the feelings of Topaz and her parents after Aurora disappeared. Unfortunately, this was only touched on in passing, and I think it's a pity because it would have given the novel a bit more warmth. But that's all I have to the things I didn't like so much. Let's go to my conclusion. She Lies in Wait is a very successful crime debut, which impresses with clever bringing together of loose strands and a charismatic chief inspector and a sympathetic investigator team. And of course, by the fact that you remain clueless until the very end who the murderer is. And due to the young age of the characters at the time of the murder, the story is also suitable for a younger readership, I mean 14 years and older, and due to the writing style of Gytha Lodge, I think also good for male readers. Overall, I find it a very good book, and I have already started with volume 2, Watching from the Dark, which I will present in one of the following videos. Now we've come to the end of the road. I hope you enjoyed my post. If so, please subscribe to my channel and leave me a like. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I wish you all the best until the next time. See you. Bye.